Well, we're just here to just encourage you with a great testimony of a healing. We've got Pastor Sam from the Archdale Assembly of God in North Carolina. He is associate pastor to our good friend Billy Myers, and who has been over to us a few times in England and is good friends of ours. And so Pastor Sam is going to share his outline of his testimony of his healing.
Amen. Start off by saying God is still God. He proved it over and over and over. I have really been blessed in the last year over what God has done. God took me from a horrible accident where my back just continually messed up. I was actually having places where discs were popping out of place and bones were deteriorating and actually crushing down upon all the nerve damages. They actually told me, they said with the way I was going, that by the time I was 50, I'd be stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. They told me, they said, there's no way you'll ever get through without being in tons of pain medicines, tons of muscle relaxers, and they put me on a lot of them. And by saying that, they had me on 72 different types of medicines, including shots and everything else, just to keep me going. Couldn't sleep.
How many? 72 tablets?
Yeah.
72 tablets.
Couldn't sleep
every day.
at night, couldn't rest, just total pain. And I kept saying, God, there's got to be more. I don't believe this. I don't trust this. I don't grab hold of what the doctors are saying. I'm not finished. I want to continue in the ministry. I want to continue doing things, and I can't do it in pain. Because I'm going to tell you what, when you're in a lot of pain, it's horrible. It's a horrible way of life. And I would come in and I'd play music and I'd go sit in the back and cry because of the pain I was in. I'd come try to preach and have to sit down in chairs because it just hurt so bad. And it was so awesome that God heard my cries. Denver came and it shared with us, and the first time he came, he prayed for me, and it was over other issues in my life and just really set me on fire, made me hungry for the Word of God like never before. I kept going, God, I want more and more of you, and I want full healing because I want to be able to be a testimony to people that God is still God. He still heals today, like he did in the past. And we came back last year. It was an awesome encounters here in the church. We were having some great services. I sat back in the sound booth in our church. I laid on the floor because I was in so much pain. I couldn't sit in a chair. And honestly, I thought, I'm done, God. I can't keep doing this. This is hurting. This is painful. And the last night Denver was here speaking with us, he said, Sam, God wants me to pray for you. And I couldn't even make it out of the sound booth to walk down to the front and get prayed for. And God poured out an anointing through Denver that touched my life and healed me from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. I got up from there. I had a back brace on. I had to take the back brace off because it was hurting me to wear the back brace instead of having it on. I took it off. I was standing up there, started moving around, starting to bend over, started walking. I started having feeling back in my legs again, started noticing joy coming back into my spirit. And as God continued to do this, healing me and changing me, I was just getting on fire for God. And I said, God, I want to trust 100% in you. I'm tired of all this medicine. I'm tired of relying on what the doctor is saying. I want complete healing. Doctor said I'd have to have the medicine to ever function again. And I said, no more. And God took every single pill out of my life. He took every single shot out of my life. I had an MRI. The doctor looked at it and he says, we have got to put another steel rod up your back. Right now, I've got an 8-inch steel rod in my back, a metal cage and 21 screws.
21 screws.
And I'm going to tell you a little secret. I don't need to rest. God healed all that.
Hallelujah.
He did the MRI and he put it up here. He did a CT scan and did which is another type. He put them side by side.
Diagnosis.
He said it looks like two different backs. He says, God has straightened your back. God has made you whole. He says, and I'm on fire for you. The doctor even told me last week when I went and seen him, because he wanted to do a checkup. He says, I want you to come and do a teaching to some of my people. He says, because God has changed your life and took you off the medicine and made you whole.
Glory.
All because God and you
All
being
glory.
open. I thank you. I thank you so much for being open to the Spirit.
All the glory and honor goes to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Amen.
Let me tell you, Jesus Christ healed thousands of years ago. He still heals in the 21st century. He is not only Jehovah Jireh, our provider, but he's also Jehovah Rapha, our healer. And I believe the healing balm of Gilead will flow out from this video right now that you're watching. And those of you that are crippled, those of you that are lame, those of you that are ill, those of you that are sick, this same healing power of the Holy Spirit that resurrected Jesus Christ from the dead, that has actually healed Pastor Sam, can heal you right where you are. Thank you.